So right now, I am at Walt Disney World. Well, not right now, because obviously I'm still in my house, so this was recorded early so that it can go up while I'm at Walt Disney World so you guys aren't devoid of videos. But let's just say, right now, as of the time you're watching this video, I am at Walt Disney World, even though I'm not there right now. You get the picture, okay? Walt Disney World is one of my favorite places in the world, if not my absolute favorite place, and it has a lot to do with all the different parks. Many of you probably know the most famous park, the Magic Kingdom. That's the one with the Cinderella Castle, but maybe you don't know that Walt Disney World also has water parks. So today what I've decided to do is, in honor of celebrating the water parks at Walt Disney World, which I think we might be at today, or tomorrow, or maybe yesterday, or maybe we don't go at all, who knows. We'll see. Anyway, so I decided to go ahead and make this video showing off what I consider 10 of the most amazing facts about the Walt Disney World water parks. So here we go. Currently, there are 2 water parks at Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando, Florida. Typhoon Lagoon, which opened in 1989, and Blizzard Beach, which opened up in 1995. Typhoon Lagoon is based off of the myth that a typhoon or a hurricane hit Florida a long time ago, and when it receded, the people of Florida decided to make a typhoon-themed water park. Blizzard Beach is based off of the legend that at one point a blizzard hit Florida, a blizzard, and just completely covered the place in snow. The people there decided to make a ski resort, but because it's Florida and it's called the Sunshine State for a reason, all the snow melted. However, the locals there had a brainstorm and came up with the idea of turning the ski resort into a ski resort themed water park that we all know and love today. It's way more fun in person, let me tell you. Each water park has their own respective mascots: Laguna Gator for Typhoon Lagoon and Ice Gator from Blizzard Beach. And yes, they are related. Ice Gator was created to work into the Blizzard Beach legend, which we will get to later, and Laguna Gator was created just to be a mascot for the other water park. For a short period in the middle of the 90s, both characters were actually able to interact with guests. However, right now they are both gone surfing. Yeah. But don't worry, there's plenty of remnants of them throughout both parks. The very first water park at Walt Disney World was called River Country, and it no longer exists. To be accurate, it does exist, but it's kind of abandoned. Eerie? River Country opened up in 1976, and it remained open for the rest of the 20th century. However, when the early 2000s rolled around, Disney decided to shut it down. The reason for this has never been officially stated, but most people believe that it's because either 9/11 came and River Country severely dropped in tourism, which is probably not the case. More likely what happened is Disney discovered brain-eating bacteria in the water of River Country and decided, instead of spending billions of dollars, literally, that it would have cost in order to clean the bacteria from the water, it would be better just to shut the park down. Why they decided to abandon it instead of simply demolish it is anybody's guess, but at least we have these pictures of what Magic Kingdom's going to look like when the zombie apocalypse comes, am I right? Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach were the first and second most visited water parks in the world in 2012. By 2014, both of them had dropped down to second and third place respectively, with Typhoon Lagoon getting over 2.1 million visitors and Blizzard Beach getting just over 2 million. I mean, even for second and third, that's still pretty incredible, wouldn't you say? I'm hoping in 2015 to add 2 more people to both parks. Yeah, we're going to both. Whenever you go to Walt Disney World, there is always at least one of these water parks that is open. Both parks are open 9 months out of the year with a 3-month refurbishment for each of them. However, the 3-month refurbishment comes for spring for Typhoon Lagoon and fall for Blizzard Beach. So at any one day throughout the year, at least one of the water parks is open. Even during the winter months, both parks are open because the water is kept at a nice soft 80 degrees Fahrenheit or about 27 degrees Celsius. To put that into perspective, that is actually a little higher than the average pool temperature throughout the United States, which means even during the winter months, you are going to be nice and cozy inside of these water parks. This is Summit Plummet. It is the tallest water slide in Blizzard Beach, and at one point it was the tallest in the world. It is now the 3rd largest water slide in the world, however, it still is the fastest. It is 120 feet high, or roughly 36 meters, and it has a 60-degree incline that forces the person who goes on the slide to fall at 60 miles an hour for about 3 seconds. There is, however, a minimum height requirement of 48 inches, which is 4 feet, So if you're a little kid, sorry, you might want to do some growing up first before going on this monstrosity. Walt Disney World's mailing address is Lake Buena Vista, Florida, not Orlando, Florida. However, the only publicly accessible place within Walt Disney World located within Lake Buena Vista is Typhoon Lagoon. All the other parks, including the 4 main parks and Blizzard Beach, as well as the downtown Disney area, and so much more that the public can access, is actually located within Bay Lake. Each park has their own respective legend of how they came to be. Typhoon Lagoon's legend is that in 1989, a freak typhoon hit the place, littering the place with ships and leftover containers and all sorts of things that just make it what it is today. In other words, this is not all there placed by man, but instead a freak hurricane. As I've already said earlier, the legend with Blizzard Beach is that a freak blizzard hit Florida and the locals there decided to make a ski resort. As it began to melt because, you know, it's Florida, an ice skater skied down the melting slope shouting Talapunga, and thus we get Blizzard Beach as it looks today. And finally, I want to tell you about the ticket prices, and this is the good part. As many of you probably heard, Magic Kingdom's single-day prices have hiked up to over $100 per person per day, which is a little misleading, but that's a different conversation for another time. And so you may think, well, is it worth it to even go to Walt Disney World? And I will tell you yes, because as of the time this video is being made, entry to each of these water parks is only $58 per person. In other words, that's just a hair over half of what it would take to go to the Magic Kingdom for a single day. It's not exactly apples to apples though. At Magic Kingdom you could literally be there from 8 a.m. to midnight. However, at each of these water parks they're only open from 9 to 5 or 9 to 6 every single day. So in essence you're actually spending about twice the time at Magic Kingdom as you would at these water parks. That being said, I think that these ticket prices are absolutely worth it. If you are in the Florida area and you have not yet gone to these water parks, make a point to do so. And if you have a Walt Disney World trip planned and it doesn't include the water parks, I highly recommend you buy the add-on that lets you get into these water parks because they are a lot of fun. That does it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I know this was a whole lot different format from what you guys are used to seeing with my videos, and it's a subject most of you probably aren't used to seeing from me, but I just wanted to go ahead and make this video because, as I said, at the time this video goes up, I'm at Walt Disney World with Saturday, and who knows, the day that this goes up, we might be at one of these parks. Who knows? I've been to the water parks before, both of them. They're absolutely fun. I can't wait to show all the videos and pictures with you guys that we take while we're there, and that pretty much does it for this video. Thanks everyone for watching, and stay tuned for more.